And let's hope they make the right decision. We will update you as information comes to Channel 8 News. Now, it's time for your Caribbean Report for tonight. A St. Kitts woman faces death row in Texas. St. Kitts native Linda Carty, 51, is charged with the murder of Joanna Rodriguez and insists she's innocent. In May of 2001, Carty supposedly convinced 3 males to help in the abduction of Rodriguez and to take her to a hotel room where Carty was prepared to surgically remove Rodriguez's unborn baby. Prosecutors say this act was to keep the affections of her common-law husband after her attempts to have another baby failed. The 3 males associated to Carty were promised drugs and money to carry out Carty's cruel act. Carty now faces execution as her final appeal was declined to be reviewed. If the sentence is carried out, Linda Carty will be the 4th woman to be executed since 1998 and the only British woman slated for execution in the U.S. Linda Carty claims that her attorney did little to defend her and that the 3 male associates' testimony was damaging. Rodriguez's body was found suffocated in the back of a car without the fetus. The unborn child was discovered later in near-perfect health. In Galveston, Texas, Linda Carty, when hearing about her lost appeal, says, "You're talking about terminating my life for something I know I didn't do." Human rights groups around the world are petitioning for a stay of execution and have played an audio tape of her plea at Trafalgar Square in London. The 2010 census will begin in CARICOM. CARICOM-membered states are scheduled to conduct population and housing census this year, with Barbados beginning its count on May 1. The Bahamas will begin its count on May 3rd, St. Lucia on May 10th, and Belize and Bermuda will begin their census on May 12th. The British Virgin Islands and the Cayman Islands will conduct their census on the 14th of June and the 10th of October, respectively. Door-to-door canvassing by enumerators will begin after midnight on those dates. Guyana will conduct its count later this year, while other membered states are conducting their census in 2011. It is anticipated that Haiti will not have its census completed until 2013. CARICOM-membered states have taken a regionally coordinated approach to the 2010 census and have agreed on a common element on the census forms to be used by the enumerators. For the first time during a census, information will be gathered on the regional integration movement with a specific focus on free movement of persons, a core element of the CARICOM single market economy. In Havana, Cuba, Roman Catholic Cardinal Jaime Ortega said on Sunday that he managed to convince the Cuban government to lift his nearly month-long ban on street protests by the ladies in white and the wives of the mothers of political prisoners. Ortega said the church was always dealing with political prisoners. In an eccentric term, he stated, "forever and ever." The Archbishop of Havana made his announcement while delivering Mass at the Church of Santa Rita, after which he presided over a march by 12 members of the Ladies in White down the capital's Fifth Avenue. Previous Sundays, similar marches were attempted but stopped outside of the church by police, who said the group lacked a protest permit. Havana has come under fire internationally from activists inside Cuba since February 23rd and the death of dissident Orlando Zapata. A second dissident has now appeared, independent journalist Guillermo Fornales, 48 years old, who took up the cause with his own hunger strike a day after Zapata's death and has since rejected the advice of his mother, his church, and others to drop the protest before he dies. Cardinal Ortega also told reporters that the Catholic Church on Sunday has once again asked Fornales to become more flexible in his stance and end his 68-day hunger strike. In Grenada, it's one of the boldest industrial proposals to be made in decades. Minister of Labor Carl Hood has announced plans to meet with labor leaders as well as business managers and owners to discuss a greater use of a shift system that will allow for extended hours of operation. Hood also told Government Information Service that the successful implementation of his suggestion would generate more employment opportunities for Grenadian workers. Hood, MP for St. George Southeast and former health minister, joined for his first celebration of May Day as Minister of Labor on Saturday, May 1st. The May Day event, which was attended by Prime Minister Tillman Thomas, also held in the northern rural parish of St. Patrick. The Prime Minister is also a Member of Parliament of St. Patrick East. And finally, in Kingston, Jamaica, world and Olympic sprint champion Usain Bolt ran the 4th fastest 200-meter ever clocked on Saturday, winning in 19.56 seconds at the Jamaican International Invitational. Bolt, who seized through the first 100 at 10.1 seconds, trailed only his own record of 19.19 seconds for a world title at Berlin, his 19.32 for the 2008 Beijing Olympic and former world record of 19.32, Usain beat over Michael Johnson. Bolt stated that this victory puts me in good standing for the season, since I feel I'm only 95% ready. I still have a lot of work to do. That's your Caribbean Report for tonight. International models are up next. Stay with us.